Alright you guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at 2018's Machamp list. Machamp has always been a tricky one to kind of get because thematically all the Machamps have always kind of done something different. There have been Machamps that, you know, the most famous, the Stormfront Machamp that kind of countered the big level X's of the day because they were leveled up, so they were basically, you can take them out. Pun intended. Then there's ones where you're trying to just get a whole bunch of energy on and swing big. There's the one-shots, there's the retaliation ones. There's a couple of them, like when they get hit, they hit back when you get hit. I think there's a couple with like rage. Yeah, where you have like damage counters on you when you hit back. So like thematically speaking, building a deck around multiple Machamps is very, very hard. So you can kind of think to yourself, okay, what about just building a deck around one Machamp? Well, problem is they're just not good enough. There's no Machamps that are good enough to like hold up on their own. Even Stormfront Machamp, like Takeout, yes, good against basics, but we all know in U150 that most decks are evolution based. So Takeout actually doesn't do a whole bunch in U150. It does work against. Man, what does it do work against? I just can't think of a lot of the stuff that like Takeout Machamp is really actually busted against. So Machamp's always just been this hodgepodge of like, take a knockout with what you can when you can. I think that's just kind of what it comes down to. And that's why it's never been rated very high in our lists. It's around because people like it. And it's just the Machamp GX is not the worst to build around. 250 HP, as we see with Incineroar, isn't the worst. But the fact that it has to attack for 2 energies instead of 1 is a little bit of a problem. I guess this is what it comes down to. Is it's just we're trying to build a toolbox deck around fighting stuff where there really isn't a lot to build around. Stuff like Dawn Fan's going to be better. Even just like straight fighting box is going to be better. As you can see, we have like even like Relicanth and Groudon in here that you see from just like fighting deck. This is not a deck I would ever like build and go to a tournament with. If you are just one of those dudes that just loves Machamp, you have Machamp tattooed on your ass, and like you're having surgery to gain 2 arms out of your back, then sure, build Machamp in U150. But if you're not one of those people, then Machamp is actually not one of the better decks in U150. It beats a lot of the joke decks because like it is just like a standard cookie cutter stage 2 based deck, but it's got nothing gimmicky about it, right? It's just straight up damage, kill, move on. So it does gain Deontay Prism Star, which does help with a lot of things. It does make that Takeout do 60 damage, so Muscle Band or Strong Energy does 80, so you're killing Claydolls, which is the magic number. I mean, you were already knocking out Porygon 2s to begin with, generally, right? It was plus 10, so like the Deontay helps there. Deontay helps Grand Swell. Deontay helps like Machops and Machokes, 2 extra damage. So that was actually a pretty big plus to like fighting stuff. But outside of that, it's pretty much the same stuff that we've played before. It's a little bit linear. Stark Mountain is actually very useful in this deck. You lead with some Droughts, put some fighting energies on some of your bench Pokemon, and then Stark Mountain can be used so that you can use Machamp GX over and over again for 2 energies, like max pushing and that sort of thing. Oh, excuse me, it is late right now. What time is it, man? It's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how bad it is right now. But yeah, outside of that, Machamp, it's just one of those decks that it's in the tournament because it's in the tournament. That's not one that I would say for next year's tournament, 2019's tournament, Machamp won't be making it back in. But hey, you know, it's here now. This is the most optimal list that we could come up with. And if you have any questions or critiques on this list, please let us know, because we're not Machamp experts at all. If you are, let us know how we can do this better. But yep, if you have any questions or anything like that, please let us know. If not, have a great rest of your day.